Hello children, here we are again with our kingdom classification lesson going on, right? We have completed 4 parts of it. We have covered till Monera, okay? Then we have seen the uses of Monera, that is example of Monera is bacteria. Today we will see what are the harmful bacteria, okay? Few examples of them. Which diseases are caused by the bacteria, the names of the bacteria and the disease they cause. Also we'll be starting with the structure and nutrition of the protist, that is the next phylum. Okay, this is what we are going to cover in today's session. So harmful bacteria, spoilage of food. You have to just go through this because it's easy to remember. See, some bacteria grow on days old vegetables and fruits, even meat, bread and other perishable food items. Obviously when the things are kept for many days, bacteria starts growing on it because of the humid temperature it has, because of the heat it gives out. So you'll see that old vegetables in the kitchen probably within 3-4 days start developing this bacteria. Then there is food poisoning. Some bacteria produce certain harmful chemicals called toxins in food. These toxins are released by the bacteria, and when such food items including toxins are consumed, food poisoning occurs. Obviously I'm sure many of us like go through this food poisoning because we have a habit of eating outside, dining outside, okay, fast food or whatever it is, and whatever sometimes is prepared in the restaurants or hotels is not good enough. Okay, they release some kind of toxins which become poisonous when they reach in our digestive system, and then they cause food poisoning. Yes, next is Clostridium botulinum is a common bacterium that infects the canned food. Canned in the sense your food, the food that is found in a can. Okay, mostly it's not here. Like we have this Maggie thing and all right now, in a cup like thing or whatever it is. But mostly it is found in the abroad countries where most of the food comes in cans. So this is what it is. If it expires, if the given food kept in the can has expired its date, crossed date, then the bacteria. What is the name? Clostridium botulinum. Okay. Next is disease causing bacteria. There are diseases which are found in plants, animals and humans. Okay, so such disease causing bacteria are called pathogens. So you must have heard of the word pathology. A doctor, when you go to the doctor and there's some infection with you, he is going to say that go visit pathology and give your blood sample and other samples, right? So pathology. Why pathology? Because in pathology they study the pathogens, which kind of a bacteria, virus or what is it that is causing the infection. So pathogens, so here are the examples of these bacteria, names of the bacteria and the disease it cause. Obviously these are scientific names, that's why they are in italics, you can see. Cholera is a very common disease when there is a impure water consumption. So it's caused by this Vibrio cholerae. If you remember, Vibrio is got spiral shaped. Then tuberculosis, okay, in short it is also called as TB. The name of the bacteria that causes is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So it's easy to remember. The half of the word comes from the disease, name of the disease itself. Next is tetanus. Tetanus coming from Clostridium tetani. Next is typhoid fever. It gives very high fever. I remember once when I was as a child I've gone through this typhoid, and my god, I was admitted in the hospital because of this typhoid, because the temperatures were soaring very high. So it was caused by Salmonella typhi. Fine. Next is botulism. Like we have just read about it. Botulism causing food poisoning. Clostridium botulinum. It causes food poisoning, right? Yes. So these are the names, and this is very important chart, children. Please study it very carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could come for complete 5 marks table in the paper. Like they will ask one is given, one is blank, one is given, the other is blank. Likewise they can give you 5 blanks in this entire table and can come for 5 marks. So based on the content that we have studied, there is a paragraph here which is given in the textbook. There are options given in the bracket, right? We have to select the correct one. Bacteria are dash microscopic organisms, obviously unicellular. They can be harmful as well as beneficial. in many ways. A bacterial cell resembles a plant cell in having a cell wall. Okay, bacterial cells do not have a true nucleus. It's a false nucleus and lack membrane bound nuclear membrane. The rod-shaped bacteria are called what? Cocci or bacillus. It is bacillus because coccus is spherical. Fine. Yes. The next kingdom we are going to start today with is kingdom Protista. We are done with Monera. Please study everything about Monera. Please study everything about bacteria, the shape, structure, the habitat, the harmful and the useful bacteria. Fine. So let us just go through a little information about Protista. It is a very small, again, single cell eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotic means here we are going to have a very well developed nucleus. It's going to be found in which all places? Aquatic. All aquatic habitats, ponds, rivers, lakes, seas, and somewhere in terrestrial also. Structure, yeah, they contain a well-defined prominent nucleus as it is eukaryote. The cells also contain several membrane-bound cell organelles such as mitochondria and Golgi bodies. So we have got well-developed cell organelles here in Protist. Examples here are very famous. These three are like friends, amoeba, paramecium, euglena. They all go together. Whenever you mention euglena, you'll remember amoeba, you'll remember paramecium. So these three are the Protist. And we have studied in bacteria that there is a whip-like structure, flagella. So here in Protist we have got locomotory organ. As for amoeba, it's for all the three they have mentioned here. Amoeba is having pseudopodia. It's a projection of its body itself, right? There's not a separate organ as such. The body itself will extend itself in the direction it has to move. That, and which is called as pseudopodia. Okay, P is silent here. For paramecium, there is a hair-like structure called cilia. Okay, then it is for euglena, it is going to be whip-like structure just like bacteria. It is called flagellum. Fine. So here is a picture, amoeba. So this is the pseudopodia. The extensions are the pseudopodias. Okay, then in euglena, a whip-like structure, just one thread-like structure. It is flagella. And in paramecium, a small thread-like structure all over the body, outer surface of the body. It's cilia. So these are the things helping these organisms to move. Next parameter we are going to study is the nutrition. What kind of food, how does it obtain its food? So there are again two types here, auto and hetero. Autotrophic obviously prepares its own food, but there is a unique example here, euglena. It is partial auto and partial hetero. How exactly? See. According to its need, it uses chloroplast. If there is a sunlight, it will use this chloroplast to photosynthesize in the presence of sunlight. And if sunlight is not there, then it becomes heterotrophic. Then it will consume its food in some other way. Okay, so that is how it is autotrophic also, heterotrophic also. What is the example? Euglena. Heterotrophic protist, paramecium and amoeba are the example. So the other two examples of between these three, the other two are heterotrophic. They feed on microscopic organisms, bacteria and algae. Parasitic protist. Parasitic protist, obviously they are harmful. See, obviously they derive their nutrition from the other organism. Parasitic, that's why they are called as parasites. So what are the names? What are the examples? Plasmodium is a parasite protist that causes malaria. It's a very famous bacteria, and you can see so many malaria cases coming up during when these mosquitoes are in a rise. Yeah, so the bacteria that is causing malaria is Plasmodium. Okay, and entamoeba causes amoebiasis. Entamoeba causes amoebiasis is nothing but a dysentery. It will give out bad stools or loose stools. Okay, because of the food poisoning that is in the digestive system. So name of the bacteria is entamoeba, and it will cause amoebiasis. Means lots of amoebae in your tummy because of the bad food that we have consumed. Understand? Yeah, so that is it for today. We have covered a little more today, right? Now we have covered the harmful bacteria, then the names of this bacteria and the disease they cause, a small exercise. Then we have introduced Protista, what is its structure, what is its habitat, right? And the examples, we have seen what are the locomotory organs. We have seen this pictures. Then we have seen from where does it actually derive its food. So there are this euglena having a very unique quality of both autotrophic and heterotrophic. It has got chlorophyll also, and if sunlight is not available, it is going to derive its food from other organisms. It is going to feed on other organisms. And then the heterotrophic are the paramecium and the amoebae. Plasmodium is a parasite that is causing malaria, and entamoeba causes amoebiasis. So this is it for today, children. Please make your own mind maps and start solving the short answer questions and the objective questions in the notebook. Fine. So objective questions from the section 1, and I'll be mentioning the assignment what you're supposed to complete from the section 2, which questions to be written in the notebook. And start reading and learning. It's a very interesting lesson. It's very useful for you, for your knowledge, right? It is all about these microorganisms right now which we are going through. The pandemic is all about viruses and bacteria and this, and causing a havoc worldwide, right? Fine then, children, you have a great day. Take care of your health and see you soon. Bye bye, children.